Welcome back, guys, to part 4 in this series. I can't believe we're already in part 4. So last where we left off was we removed the fuel injector, the fuel rails, and then we just have a couple connections down here for this whole harness to come out. And I was looking around, and so let's see if I can give you guys the best view. Give me 1 second. Alright, guys, so there's 5 connections in total that I was looking at, and there's 3 of them right there, and you have that small little wire right here. I'll try to point at it. Let's see. So this wire right here, that one right there, that connects to the block of the engine, and then you have another one going to the alternator. But once all those 5 that are disconnected, I should be able to pull this whole harness up, and I should be able to have pretty much everything out of the way so I can remove this lower intake part. I'll show you guys once I do that. So this is one of the wires that I was talking about. This one is connected right there to that sensor. I feel that should be the oil pressure sensor. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But it connects to this one right here. This one that I'm wiggling. So that's one of them, and then we're going to go ahead and disconnect this one, which goes, this one connects to the starter, so that one's going to be a little difficult to get to, and then we just have to remove these 3 right here that I'm pointing at, or that you guys can see my pinky, and this whole harness should be able to lift up. Alright, guys, so I was completely wrong on a lot of stuff. Again, I'm just trying to figure it out as I go, but we were able to pull out this whole harness, and I'll show you guys what I removed. And here it is. Here is the harness. So here's what I removed. So here's the 3 connectors I was telling you guys about were these. Unfortunately, on mine, this one wasn't connected to anything. I thought it was. I don't know. But then this one was, and all I did was just pull this little tab up and separated them. The other ones that I was talking about were right here. Let me show you guys. So this one was the one going to the starter, this one was the one going to the block, and there's actually 2 connectors that I didn't mention, and I'll show you guys which ones they are. So this one was also connected to the block, and this one is a really sneaky one. This sneaky one goes under the intake, like going down here, but I'll show you guys right now. But here it is. We've actually got this whole wire removed and out the way. And now let me show you guys the connectors. So that connector right there was the one that which one was it? It was this one. This one I didn't see that it was connected. And what else? So there's this connector right here. This is a sneaky one. That's a little hard to get to because again it's a C-clip held on, and you can easily break these. But this one was in the bottom like that. And that was pretty much about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and label these, but we're doing really good, guys. We got the whole harness out of the way. We have plenty of room to remove this whole lower intake now. And then once we finish this side, we can go ahead and start removing stuff from this side, which is, again, this side is much more easier. And then we can remove this whole front, and I think the engine's honestly ready to be taken out. I'll show you guys what I did. Check that out, guys. So now we have everything labeled. The harness is now out of the way, and we have plenty of space to remove the lower intake. I'm gonna show clips on what I removed just because I'm not familiar on how to remove this. I know there are some hidden bolts for the 12mm bolts to remove it. So we're gonna first start off by removing these 2 10s and just leaving that at the bottom, so when I pull on this lower intake, this doesn't come with it. And check this out, guys. Look at what else I found. Look at that. Another miscellaneous random bolt just right here. I can definitely tell you whoever worked on this last did not know anything of what they were doing. So we're gonna go ahead and start removing this. Alright, guys, so far I've removed the nut, the 12mm nut right here, and the 3 12mm bolts, one right here, 2 right here, and this is the other one, the 3rd one. And as you guys remember, or I think in part 3, this was the the bracket for the passageways, so I just put that so I remember that that's where that bracket goes, so when we put it back it'd be easy. As I was looking around, or as I was taking off this bolt, I noticed this cable, which is a ground cable, which I don't think I remember taking this off. So this ground was literally just sitting right here under the EGR. So we definitely got to put that back. Again, whoever put it back together didn't know what they were doing, so we're just gonna go ahead and continue removing the lower intake. So as you guys can see, I pulled out most of the bolts. I'll show you guys once I take off the actual intake, but these are most of the bolts and nuts for the lower intake. As I was trying to remove it, I was like, why isn't it not taking off? Like, why? And then I noticed in this one, it's like this Allen key. So once I actually removed this little Allen key, or once I loosened it, which is the actual bolt as well, that it started to come even more loose. So don't forget to remove this bolt right here, guys. It's really important. I was actually about to just get a pry bar and just pry it out, but you know, it's good advice. You know, if it's not moving freely, there's still something definitely stuck. But yeah, once I remove this bolt, this whole intake should be able to take off, and I'll show you guys where I take off the bolts. Alright guys, so yeah, this is the bolt that I'm talking about. This goes right here within the thermostat, just straight like that. So this actually keeps the lower intake. It's also part of it. And then theoretically, I'm hoping this should be able to remove just like that. So I just need to wiggle it a little bit more, just because there's also a bypass down here, and I'll show you guys, because I also removed those bolts as well, but I'll show you guys right now in a moment once I take this off. Alright, so there it is, guys. I have all the nuts and bolts laid out. As you guys recall, this is the Allen key that holds on to that last piece, and there's two 10mm right here that you have to remove, which is right here for this to actually come out. And here are the other 12mm. There should be a nut right here, a bolt, and all of this should be bolts. Or sorry, these four should be bolts, and this one should last one should be a nut. But once you remove those 10mm, those right here, there's also this connection that you have to remove right here, this hose. I'll show you guys. So this is the hose for the bottom intake, and then these are the 10mm that you have to remove for that for this little bypass. But I am definitely not happy. As you guys can see, this is really bad. So yeah, they most definitely ran water, and we'll see how bad it is. But yeah, it's some really good progress. Alright guys, so I think that concludes part 4 of this video. We definitely went over a lot. We definitely removed this whole side basically, and as you guys can tell, there's really not much left. You know, we got this to remove, but this is connected to this, I guess, to the timing cover, and then you have this bypass which is connected to the interior, and then we can also remove this starter. So I feel like that's pretty much about it on this side. And then on the next video, you guys will see me remove partly the belts on the belts, and you guys are gonna see me remove everything on this side now. But again, this side's more easier. It's much less complicated. So yeah, it's probably for part 4. Please go ahead and press that thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. It really means a lot to me, and I really hope to see you guys in part 5. Bye.